I am Cullen Moore. I am the lead singer and founder of Sleep Theory. Um, and in the band, there is Paolo. He is the second member of the band. He plays bass. He also sings. Um, and then there's Daniel Pruitt, which is the guitar player, and he's technically the fourth member because Ben is the drummer, and he was the third member of the band.
There you go.
I went out of
Beautiful.
order there for a moment, but
No, that's fantastic. Thanks so much. Afterglow drops May 16. What's one track on the album that you think is going to surprise people the most and why?
you know, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say Gravity,
Mm.
not because of anything besides the fact that I was actually laughing. I was in the car last night and today. I've been thinking about putting up a video, like a story, and just being like May 16th. I can't wait to make you all angry again because everybody gets so upset whenever they're just like, oh my gosh, it's not a heavy song. It's like, oh, they're leaning more towards the pop. Well, I wouldn't say everybody, but like
Yeah.
I'd say like there's a 20% of the fan base that gets so upset when they see songs like Stuck in My Head and Static. And I'm just like, dude, I can't wait to make these people angry. Like I cannot wait.
You can't make everyone happy, can you?
No, and the thing is like that's the best part is because at the end of the day, I don't care to make everybody happy.
No.
I care to make myself happy. So if no
Exactly.
one in the world likes the music, at least I do.
That's right. That's it. That's awesome. And I have listened to it, and it really, the people that are wanting something more heavy, I think they're going to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's fun. But then there's the people that don't like the pop stuff. Like, well, I wouldn't say there's people that enjoy the pop stuff that love the heavy stuff. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot more people that like you get the big buff bearded guys with beers in their hands and the koozies that really love Goner Stan and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how many people actually really enjoy like the softer stuff. I'd say the softer stuff, but.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think you guys just blend it all so well, which kind of leads into my next question. You've blended rock, metalcore, pop, and even R&B on this album. Were there any unexpected inspirations that shaped your sound?
Um, I wouldn't say there's anything unexpected. I mean, like, truthfully, I'm probably the most unexpected thing that shapes the sound because it just depends on what I'm listening to in the day. I'll pull up to the studio and be like, "Yo, like, let's try this."
Yeah.
So like, I could be somewhere and just listen to whatever, and if it sounds good, I'm gonna go and be like, "Yo, like, we should try to incorporate this in some way." So I mean, I wouldn't say there's any one thing that helps shape the sound. It just comes off of being very sporadic.
Yeah. And is it just you that has the ideas behind the songwriting and the sound, or is it everyone has their in?
No, it's the spearheads of the project. It is like myself, our producer, and Daniel.
Okay.
Um, but for the most part, it's myself and our producer that really gets the idea, like, of okay, this is what we're trying to go for. Um, but then, like, collectively, we all lock into said sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, collectively we get together and then start to nail out the ideas.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. And coming from an R&B family and serving in the army, how have those two very different worlds shaped the way you lead and create in sleep theory?
Um, yeah, I mean R&B has just always been a part of like my makeup. So like it's very much so just something that I grew up with and just it's just always been, I don't know, just in my DNA. I guess it's just like whenever a bird gets ready to fly, it just knows what to do. It just kind of just jumps out the nest and it just
Yeah.
flaps his wings. It's just one of those things that it just came naturally.
Yeah, yeah, that's wicked. And the bit about the army really surprises me as well. Was there any emotions from that time you spent there brought up, do you think?
No, not at
No.
all.
That's good. And another way exploded on TikTok, particularly practically overnight. What went through your head when you saw the numbers climbing like that?
I woke up from a nap, well, from sleeping. I looked at it. I was like, man, that's crazy. And I went back to sleep.
Yeah.
I, I was like, that's crazy.
That's
But then, like, all seriousness, I thought it was really great. Was I surprised? No, I can't really say I was surprised because I always told myself it was never a matter of if it would work. It was just when the right people heard it. So
yeah.
I'm very big on knowing for myself what's good and what's not. And I knew that the music was good. I just knew that it just needed to get in front of the right people
Right
and
people.
get on the right platform to be then pushed.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And you've worked with Zach Savini and David Cowell. What's one moment in the studio that made you go, yeah, this is going to be huge?
So Dave is the only producer that we've worked with as far as writing. Zach has done all the mastering, um, and like mixing and mastering. But as far as like whenever I first started working with Dave in writing, it yeah, I just knew from get go, like from the sound, the way the songs were written, whenever we wrote them, and just like working together with him, it was a no brainer. I told because before everybody else was in the band, it was me, myself, Paolo, and then two other people that were a part of the project. But one day I just had like a talk with him. I was like, "Yo, like, I just want to let y'all know, like, this is happening. This is before anything. This is like back in 2021." But I told him, I was like, "Yo, like, I put too much time into this project, into music. I was like, I know working with Dave is going to be what gets me to that next level." And I was like, and like, if I'm not working with him, I'm just done. Like, I just knew. I was like, this is like, I mean, like, I'm not one to give up. I was like, I'm not going to let anybody else ruin what I know is what's good for the project. I was like, if there's any point that I see that this could be screwed up, there's no you. How can I say what I'm trying to say? Um, Dave was in our area the best producer and still is the best producer in our area.
Yeah.
And if I'm working with him, if I'm not working with him, then I mean, like, that
It's,
was like the best chance that there.
yeah.
So I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna be done. But the whole point I was bringing it up to him, I was pretty much saying, not to Paolo, but to the other two, I was like, if y'all try to screw this up, you're cooked, and they got cooked. So
Oh, and how did that relationship with Dave come about?
he came to a concert that I was playing with my old band because he
Yeah.
was friends with a guitar player, and the guitar player was telling him that he should come check us out, and um, he came and checked us out, and he said my voice reminded him of one of his buddies that he used to play music with, and he was like he just really wanted to work with me, so we got linked up that way.
Oh, that's awesome. And you've toured with legends like Shinedown, Falling in Reverse, just to name a few. What's the best piece of advice you've gotten on the road?
The best advice that I've gotten on the road is probably from Shinedown, and it was just, yeah, I mean, it really wasn't even like it's not nothing that I mean, they did tell us a lot of stuff. They talked to us, but they gave, they said always do everything together as like a band. I
Yeah.
remember it's like don't get to the point where you're too big to where you can't fly together or you can't do this. Is that always fly together, always be there with each other, and always do that. And this, don't ever feel like you because once you start having that individuality in a band, like it just kind of starts ruining it starts to ruin things. And I
Mhm.
can't agree anymore with that. That's really solid advice.
Yeah, yeah, you see it too far too often as well, where one person maybe yeah, tries to be a little too individual and then it just
Uh,
everything else breaks down around them.
yep.
Yeah. And Jelly Roll and David Draymond have both praised you. Who's one dream collaborator for you haven't worked with yet?
Huh. Oh, couldn't tell you.
That's all right.
Couldn't tell you. I don't know. Like I'm just someone that's never like. There's a lot of cool people that it'd be cool to do a song with, but
Yeah.
I don't have any. anybody that I've what's the word I'm looking for? That I've idolized too much to where, like I don't idolize anybody.
Yeah,
And so I respect a lot of people, but I can't say like, oh man, like it would. I don't know. Maybe that question isn't about idolizing. It maybe it's simpler than that. The simplicity behind um just saying, I don't know. I don't
that's all right.
know.
That's okay.
It
And you know
does.
what? I respect that answer. You're probably the first artist I've asked that to that hasn't had a solid, like I like and respect all these artists, but there's no one I idolize that's like, oh, I have to do something with them or,
Yeah, I mean, like, because the thing is like, if I don't know, I don't feel the need to have to do anything with anyone, and I don't mean that in a conceited manner. It's just like if the opportunity arises, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
sure, like cool, but I don't need, like, I don't know. I feel like when people put that kind of pressure on themselves to get somewhere, to get something with someone, is just like it starts to, if they don't get there, they feel like they're failing. And I'm not going to ever put myself in a position of where I feel like I'm failing, because if I don't do it, I'm going to feel like I'm failing, and I'm not going to fail.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. No, good answer. Good answer. I respect
yeah.
that. And what's one city or festival you haven't played yet that's on your sleep theory bucket list?
Again, wherever the people want us to be, I have no festival or anything that I'm just like, I have to play anything, because honestly, if we the one thing is, when you expect nothing, you can't be disappointed. I'm not going to say that I ever be disappointed with anything. I just don't expect anything. I just want
Yeah,
to play music and have a good time. It'd be cool to play. I mean, like, there's not a festival, but I mean, like, I like to go to Japan.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
that'd be
whatever festival exists in Japan, get us on there, I guess,
yeah,
But there's nothing in the States or anything like that. Honestly, I couldn't really name you any festivals. Like, a
yeah.
lot of these festivals, they'll be like, oh, you guys are on this. I'm like, on what?
What is that? Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't really realize how big of a thing it is. Um, one moment, but yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I just don't have any. I don't know. I've always been so to myself with certain things, and it's not like in a, oh, I gotta say to myself, or like because I'm afraid of getting my feelings hurt or anything like that. I just operate, like.
Yeah.
So for a long time, it's kind of like a meme at this point, to where like someone will be like, do you know who this is, like, that you just talked to? I'm like, who? And it's
Yeah.
like, it's such and such from whatever band. I'm like, I had no clue. And
Yeah.
I just like, it's not that I don't care,
Yes.
but at the same time, I don't care,
Yeah.
because like, I don't mean it in like a mean way though. I just
No,
like,
no. I
how can
totally
I
get
say it
you.
without being like conceited? Because I'm not some conceited butthead. It's
Yeah.
just I don't idolize people,
Yeah.
you know?
And as you said, I think like you're just waiting for the opportunities to come at you. And if they come at you, awesome. If they don't, you're not going to get upset that,
Yeah, it's just like, if it
yeah,
does, it does. If yeah, whatever,
yeah,
because you know, yeah. I mean, again, you can't be excited for what you don't know, and you can't be upset about something that you don't know.
yeah.
So if you just don't know, then
You don't
you're
know.
vibing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. And if you weren't fronting a rock band, what would Cullen Moore be doing right now?
um, if I was not fronting a rock band, what would I be doing? Um, still be trying to front a rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music is everything to you, obviously.
What's that?
Is music everything to you, obviously?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any hobbies that you have outside of music?
I love to be outdoors. I love outdoors. I love gaming. I love anime. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
Oh, beautiful. And what's something about Afterglow, maybe in terms of inspiration or behind the lyrics that you wanted to share with everyone?
Um, just be vulnerable.
Nice.
Learning to be vulnerable. So
Yeah, I like that.
yeah.
And oh, sorry, is there any talks of an Australian tour? I know it's pretty early.
I hope
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I mean, like I tell you if there was,
Yeah.
but I mean, well, let me rephrase it. There's talks of it. There's nothing in the works, but if we can get there soon, hey, look, sooner's better than later.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, we really hope you can make that true for us.
Of
And
course.
being the fifth most played band on Active Rock in under 2 years is wild. What's been the most surreal we made at moment so far?
Again, you're probably gonna hate me, but I mean
No,
nothing because I've set the bar so high for myself that like when certain things happen, people are like, "Are you not excited?" And my answer, out of not being a conceited little butthead, is just like my answer is no because there's always things that I felt like I could get anyway. Like I can't get excited about something I felt was within reach.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Um. So once I get to the things that are out of reach, that's when I'll start getting excited.
excited.
You
Yeah,
know, I've always had it in my brain that I would be a big artist. And so I would not accept anything less than that. So whenever we get to a point where certain things happen, I've already in my brain made that celebration years ago,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
Wow.
So I mean like I just don't have a sense of failure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible. That's really,
Yeah.
yeah, unique to hear. I really, really like that. You're obviously really intelligent and yeah, really in touch with your emotions to not, let yourself get disappointed if things don't work out or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like I told my manager, he calls me all the time. He's like, "Hey, we got this, we got this, we got that," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's cool." He's like, "Do you show no emotion?" I'm like, "I can't." It's not that I'm not excited, and it's
Yeah,
not that I'm not grateful. It's just like those are the things that I felt could happen. You know, it's the
yeah,
things that I feel can't happen are the things I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy."
yeah,
Um, but I yeah, I've just always been very sure of my ability,
yeah,
and I feel like if you rid yourself of any doubt, then you really just like it. A human's biggest enemy is themselves. So, if you just focus up and you just do your thing, then you're good.
yeah. Beautiful. And finally, is there anything else you'd like to say on the new album?
Someone told me, they're like, you can't say that it's a no skip album. You can't say that for yourself, because you're the artist. But no, I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's a no skip album.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
There's no song on there that you can skip. The biggest fear that I have is when we get to the point where we have another album,
Yeah,
is what songs are we going to choose not to play?
like,
That's the biggest problem.
yeah,
The biggest problem that we have is choosing songs what not to play. Because it, like, someone's like, if they came and like, oh, like, what songs are you playing? Or we're like, oh, well, we're not playing Numb. They're like, you're not playing Numb. Like,
yeah,
okay, well, I guess we're not going to play Another Way. You're not going to play Another Way. I'm like, okay, well, we won't play Static. You're not going to play Static. And, we can go down the list of songs, and any song that I could name, someone I could feel would be so upset that we wouldn't play said song.
yeah,
So I don't believe in writing albums or having an album with album cuts and like your clear cut bangers. Like, no, if we're going to give a product, it's going to be a product top to bottom that is all around solid. And I refuse to give anything less than.
yeah, yeah. Wicked. Cullen, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure
Of
speaking
course.
with you.
Of
Thanks,
course. Thank
man.
you so much. You have a great day, okay?
You too. Take care.